Good morning, students. Welcome back to you all in English lecture. So, dear students, today we are going to learn the new chapter of your English textbook, Unit number 1, Chapter number 2, Who is the Greatest? So, before beginning with the chapter, I request you all to kindly open your English textbook. So, students, open your English textbook, page number 2. Unit 1, 1.2, Who is the greatest? So, students, who is the greatest? It is a story of Emperor Akbar and Birbal. Now, Akbar, who was a great ruler in his time, and Akbar is still known for his good nature. Okay, so you might have read the tales of Akbar and Birbal. They are very interesting stories are they of Akbar and Birbal. Okay, so who is the greatest? It is the story of Emperor Akbar and Birbal. And Akbar, who is a great ruler in his time, and he is still known for his good nature. But Birbal is more famous because he used to fulfill his King Akbar every question. He used to satisfy his King Akbar by answering his every question, and Birbal used to have the smart answers. So let us begin with the chapter who is the greatest. So in this chapter, two more interesting stories are there. Let's start with the new chapter. Page number 2, 1.2, Who is the greatest? Emperor Akbar or Akbar the Great is known as one of the greatest rulers in the world. Not just because he had a vast empire, a very strong army, untold wealth, but because he was a good human being. He cared for his subjects. Now, dear students, what do you mean by subjects here? Subjects means? Yes, students, subjects means a person or a thing that is being discussed. Okay? He had great respect for scholars, writers, poets, and artists belonging to different religions. He was a patron of art and culture. Now, dear students, patron of art and culture means a person who appreciates, supports, and encourages art and culture. That's known as patron. What do you mean by patron? Patron means a person who appreciates, supports, and encourages art and culture. The 9 gems or Navratnas. Now, gems means precious stones. So 9 gems or Navratnas in his court were famous. Many people believe that of these 9 gems, Birbal was the closest to the emperor's heart. 9 gems means 9 precious people were there. So among that, Birbal was the closest to the emperor's heart. Akbar loved to pose interesting questions or problems in his court, and Birbal never failed to come up with an equally interesting answer. We don't know whether all the Akbar and Birbal stories that we hear today have any basis in history. They have been handed down over generations, mainly by word of mouth. Here are 2 of them. So, dear students, the lesson Who is the Greatest deals with the story of Akbar and Birbal. And Emperor Akbar was one of the greatest rulers in the world. He was also a good human being. He had great respect for scholars, writers, poets, and artists of various religions. And Birbal was one of the greatest kings. So he was known for his great deeds, and he has done for his subjects and his empire. Now, here Birbal was his favorite. Akbar was the king, but Birbal was his favorite among the 9 gems or Navratnas in his court. Because whenever Akbar used to put the question in front of Birbal, Birbal usually come up with the witty answers. Witty means quick answers. And in his court, always Birbal used to give the answers, and he used to satisfy the king. So let's move on towards the story. Two stories are there, two interesting stories are there. Kindly pay attention carefully. One day, the emperor entered the court with a very serious expression on his face. As soon as he was seated, he said, "I have a question for all of you. What should be the punishment for someone who pulls my moustache?" So one day, Emperor Akbar asked his courtiers. Now, students, what do you mean by courtiers? Yes, courtiers means a person who is a part of the court of a king or queen. That's known as courtiers. Courtiers means, I repeat once again, courtiers means a person who is present in the court of a king. So one day, Emperor Akbar asked his courtiers as to what punishment should be given to the person who pulls his moustache. The court was stunned. Now, dear students, stunned means shocked. The court was, the people who were presented in the courtiers who were presented in the court, they were shocked by hearing this question. Pull the emperor's moustache? It was unheard of. Flog him, give him 50 lashes of the whip, exclaimed one noble man. So, this question surprised some courtiers and left some disturbed. And the courtiers who were presented in the court, they were unheard of. Okay, they were confused and disturbed by hearing this question. So one of the noblemen said that the one who pulls your moustache should be given 50 lashes of the whip. Should be given 50 lashes of the whip. He should, that will be the better punishment. Whip means to hit someone. So the one who pulls your moustache should be hit by 50 lashes. That's not enough. Put him in jail without food and water, said another. So another nobleman said that no, that's not enough. 50 lashes are not enough. You should pull that man in jail without food and water. Now, dear students, just turn your page. Open your textbook, page number 3. Whip him, beat him up, hang him, cut off his offending hands. The agitated courtiers began to cry out. Only Birbal was silent. He was even smiling a little. So, the courtiers presented over there in the court, they said that whip him, hit him, beat him up, hang him, and cut off his offending hands because he has pulled your, how dare he has pulled your moustache. And the agitated courtiers, agitated means, students, disturbed. The disturbed courtiers began to cry out. They started crying out. They started saying aloud that hit him, beat him, and cut off his offending hands who has pulled your moustache. But Birbal, he was silent. He was even smiling a little. Okay, Birbal was witnessing the scene calmly and had a smile on his lips. What do you say, Birbal? What is your opinion? Now, Emperor Akbar asks this question to Birbal. That what do you say, Birbal? What is your opinion? In my opinion, O giver of peace to the world, the offender should be given his favorite sweetmeats. So suddenly Akbar asks a question to Birbal, to which the Birbal cleverly replied that the offender should be given. The offender means crime, the ones who do the crime, that's known as offender. Offender means causing a problem, okay, the one who is causing a problem. So the offender should be given his favorite sweets. Who said this? Birbal. Raja Birbal, are you out of your mind? Give sweetmeats for such a grave offense? Offense means crime. The courtiers began to say. Birbal smiled and offered an explanation. Yes, who would be so bold as to pull the emperor's moustache? Only his own grandson. So, suddenly all the courtiers who were presented over there, they began to arise the question on Birbal that, are you out of your mind? Give sweetmeats for such a grave offense. Grave offense means crime. You are saying that you have to give the sweets to this offender. How it's possible? The courtiers began to say. But Birbal smiled and offered an explanation. Birbal said that yes, the courtiers were confused on hearing Birbal's reply. But Birbal explained that it could only be the emperor's grandson who would have the courage to pull his moustache. When Akbar heard this, he burst out laughing because that is exactly what had happened in the morning. So, by hearing the witty answer of the Birbal, Emperor Akbar burst out laughing as the exact incident had taken place earlier that day. On another occasion, Akbar was relaxing with some courtiers. So, dear students, now here is the end of the first story. You understood this story? The Birbal came up with the solution that the offender should give the should be given his favorite sweetmeats. So, because he know that no one would have that much courage to pull emperor's moustache, and only his grandson, and that was the exactly thing which has happened in that morning. Now let's proceed to the second story. On another occasion, Akbar was relaxing with some of his courtiers. A few of them thought this was a good opportunity to shower praise on emperor and get some favors from him. They began to compete with each other in praising Akbar. You are the greatest of the kings. You are the greatest of the kings or emperor that ever lived on the earth. So, dear students, on another occasion, when Akbar was relaxing with his courtiers, the courtiers began to flatter him to gain some favors from him. And he was called the greatest of the kings by one of them. They even compared his greatness to God. Okay, so they started praising Akbar because they want to gain some favors from him. They began to compete with each other in praising Akbar. Now let's see further what happened. Just turn your page, open your textbook, page number 4. Now students, on page number 4, you are the greatest of all the people in heaven or earth. You are as great as God Almighty. You are greater than the God Almighty. So, suddenly all the courtiers starting appraising the Akbar. Okay, so the courtiers was relaxing and they began to flatter him to gain some favors. So, they even compared the greatness to God. But now Akbar was no fool. He did not care for false praise. He stopped the courtiers and asked, "Do you all believe so?" Yes, they all answered in one voice. "All right, then prove it to me. Tell me at least one thing that I can do, but God Almighty will not be able to do. Otherwise, you will all incur our royal displeasure." So, as they were appraising, as they were praising the King Akbar, and suddenly Akbar was no fool. He did not care of the false praise. So he stopped the courtiers and asked the question to them that, "Do you all believe so that I am the greatest of all people in heaven and even the God Almighty?" So they all answered in one voice that, "Yes, we believe that you are the greatest of all the people and God Almighty." So he said to them that, "All right, then you have to prove to me that one thing that I can do, but God Almighty will not be able to do. You have to prove that." He asked them to point out one thing that he could do, but God Almighty couldn't. And he warned them that if they failed to come up with an answer by the next day, they would have to face his anger. Okay, like royal displeasure. Royal displeasure means they have to face his anger. Incur a displeasure, make me angry. So, King Akbar will be angry on courtiers if they didn't answer the question which is asked by him. So he warned them if they failed to come up with an answer, by the next day they would have to face his anger. So now everyone was puzzled. So King Akbar said to them that otherwise you will all incur our royal displeasure. You have till tomorrow morning to prove it. And King Akbar gave them the time period till tomorrow morning. That till tomorrow morning you have to prove that one thing which God Almighty cannot do, but I am able to do. That one point you have to prove it. Akbar then left the place without another look at the courtiers. They were in a proper fix. They thought and thought but couldn't think of any such thing. In the end, they went to Birbal. When Birbal heard this story, he told them not to worry. The next morning, the court was full. Everyone was curious to see what would happen next. So, everyone was puzzled, and as they couldn't find any solution other than to ask Birbal for his help, they went to Birbal and they told all this story. Okay, so Birbal heard their story and he told them not to worry. The next morning, in court full of people, the emperor asked the courtiers for their answer. The next morning, the court was full. Everyone was curious to see what would happen next. "Well," said the emperor, "have you found a good answer to my question? Or are you ready to leave the court forever?" So, Emperor Akbar, he asked the courtiers that, "Have you found a good answer to my question? Or else you are ready to leave the court forever?" Just then Birbal stepped forward and bowed low. "Please don't be angry with those who think you are the greatest. There are certainly at least one thing that you can do, but God Almighty cannot." So Birbal stepped forward and bowed low, and he told Akbar that, "Don't be angry with those who think that you are you are the greatest, because there is certainly one thing that you can do, but God Almighty cannot do." Akbar looked at Birbal thoughtfully. "And what is that one thing?" Akbar asked the question to Birbal. What is that one thing which I can do but God Almighty cannot do? When you want to punish someone, you can banish that person. You can throw him out of your kingdom. But God's kingdom extends every way. The Almighty cannot banish anyone from his kingdom. Students, Birbal stepped forward to answer the question asked by Emperor Akbar. He said that Emperor Akbar could banish a person from his kingdom, but God could not banish, because God kingdoms extends every way. So Akbar's face was lit up with a smile. That was very clever, Birbal, while showing how I have an advantage. Now, dear student, just turn your page number 5. Come to page number 5. So, Emperor Akbar said to Akbar that, very clever, I have one advantage, that I can banish anyone from this kingdom. But God cannot banish anyone. His kingdom extends everywhere. And he said to Birbal that you have also shown that God is greater. I believe you. Akbar was so pleased with the answer that he forgave the courtiers for their stupidity. So Akbar once again praised Birbal for his wit and forgave the courtiers for their foolishness. Now, dear students, I hope you have understood this chapter very well. We'll continue in the next lecture. Till that, stay connected, stay safe.